George Jagger, you might remember this story, tragic story. George took his father and three sons out into the Atlantic fishing, and a storm came, 6-foot waves. The water was filling the boat, and he had all the Jagger boys put on their life jackets, tied them together, went into the ocean. They fought the waves. They couldn't make it to shore. The youngest son, Cliff, at the bottom, he finally said, I can't fight any longer. I'm going to Jesus. And that father watched his youngest die, his next son, and then his daddy died, tied close to him. 9 hours later, he swam to shore, never cutting loose any of his family, though he knew they were dead. George Jagger saw as a dad. Oh, his father died and his boys died, and he saw them as they died with confidence because he built into them Jesus. Laughter got on that altar. Why? Because he'd been on that altar. He had been a worshiper. He'd watched his dad worship. He'd been many times with his dad. He knew he could be the offering. He knew he was a miracle son. He knew if somehow he was killed that God would bring him back to life again. He didn't have any problem. He was taught to climb and live his life on an altar. Parents, that's what we must build in our kids. So when the bottom of their lives falls out, or the bottom of our lives falls out, when we want God to say yes and he says no, they will see that we have a firm foundation on Jesus Christ that is beyond this life and beyond the suffering of the day.